Night shift. Working on the quick change. We're going to try to button everything up tonight, hopefully. That's why this is backed in. Got a lot of things on the board. I got to weld the torque tube fully, weld the drive shaft fully, weld the bones fully, heat the bones and change the angle of the ends, weld the bone mounts to the axle bells, and grind the rear end for the spring over axle mounts that are here. So, got these from Old Yankee Speed Co. If you're doing this, or you're doing anything like putting a V8 rear end in your hot rod, and you want spring over, you need these mounts. Other people make them, but they're not as beefy. So get these ones. But of course, my rear end has this boss right here for some reason, and it doesn't let me bolt it in. So I gotta grind a channel in there so this will slip right down in. So yeah, let's get started doing that. I don't know what we're gonna do first, but you'll find out. Alright, so we got the things ground off. I lied to you before. I said I was going to make a channel. It was easier to grind the whole thing. I didn't grind it all the way off, but I ground it enough so I could fit that thing on. Now, I'm going to verify some measurements. I was going to I should just put the rear end in, see if it fits, pull it out, then weld it, but I'm just going to measure 16 times. The A one versus this one, make sure it's the same length, and then weld it and hope for the best. If I'm 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch off, you'll never know in the wheel well. And I'll just push the fenders forward or backwards.
Yeah, there's a little bit of adjustment in there.
55 and a half.
Is that what it is?
It's 55 and 5/8. So I'm 1/8 of an inch off, but
Are you gonna call that good?
sorry, you missed all the action. So it's 55 and 5/8, but the drive shaft on a Model A, well, a non-Quickchange banjo, comes out of the center. So I'm going up, elongating my measurement, right?
Yes.
Trigonometry.
Angles.
Angles and junk. So, I think that 1/8 of an inch is going to equate to bang on when
Measure from underneath.
you put it in. Well, I can't. There's no seam underneath.
There isn't?
No.
Oh.
Well, put it over there. Let's see, like, about what it looks like. Oh! Okay. Where it's hitting, because it's a circle, it only hits a little spot. It's hitting 55 and a half. So, I think I'm pretty good.
Where it hits is gonna be the bottom.
Yeah, it should be the bottom.
It's not gonna hit not the bottom.
Let's take this apart and weld it up, because that's good for me. This thing's probably gonna leak like a sieve too, but
You wanna get something?
it's gonna be fun. No, there's nothing in it. Oh my god, dude, what the hell?
What? It's from the rear end.
Oh,
It's all over.
oh, for the exhaust?
No, it's just all over the rear end for some reason. I don't know why.
We need to just pull it out.
You can see why they cover that thing up. Jeez.
Cover what up?
The drive shaft.
Because it's nasty?
Not pretty looking.
Like, neither of these should be tight.
Like at all.
No, I slipped them both on easy.
Oop, there you go. Forgot about weight. Thanks.
Spin it. There you go.
Perfect.
Alright, so I almost had a heart attack trying to get these drums off, and they would not come off. Fighting them, you probably saw us in the time lapse fighting them. Finally came off. We had to use a 2-jaw puller and put a clamp around it so it didn't undo. It was crazy. But now, you know, we're getting to it now at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna drill a couple holes on this guy, get him, ooh, still warm. Get him pinned, all set. I pinned this back here. Look at how good of a pin it is. That is not welded, it's just pinned and peened over. Can't even see it. So I gotta do that to this, and then I'll put the drive shaft on, drill a hole through the pinion shaft because there's not one yet. So drill a hole through this guy, pin him quick, and then put the torque tube on. Don't forget this gear, and Quickchange should be ready to rock to just swap out the stuff that we're taking off of this right now, which Jacob's taking the backing plates, the rear shocks, all that stuff, wishbones off, and then we'll be able to undo the spring, drop it down. Hopefully we can keep all the brake lines kind of where they are. I don't want to have to bleed the system at all, so fingers crossed that can work. I'm using different ones. I can always replace a bolt.
Alright, I got loose.
Okay. Yeah, the second one's just 2 bolts. Yeah, whatever you do, just don't stick your finger in the exhaust. It's very oily. Oh yeah. I stuck my finger in and got concerned. Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever floats your freaking boat, dude. I'm pinning the this little piece that I made hopefully, I can get this right. Because I need to have enough stick out at the bottom of this so I can also clean the other end of it. But I don't want too much, and I won't have any on this side. Oh, the struggles. There we go, that looks like enough. Sweet as a dream. Okay. Now this one, what I've been doing, I just put the end that I cleaned over on the corner so it doesn't come out, because it'll just pop out if you smash the other side of it. I don't know how many of you guys are doing exactly like this, but if you do, cool. I don't think this is going anywhere. If you think it is, who knows, you might be right. But I don't think so. I don't think it's going anywhere. Solid, it's straight, it's fully welded, it's pinned, it's sleeved. Yeah, I don't know what more you can ask for. Alright, so I was trying to get away with taking everything off without taking the brake lines off, but you know, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to take the brake lines off the backing plates. But, you know, we tried. This is on. I'm gonna drill this for a pin it. Bob's your auntie. Alright, it's time.
Hold this like this?
No, the shaft. Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. Screwdriver?
How big of a screwdriver? Oops.
The smallest one you got? Thanks.
The closest one, not the smallest one. I didn't choose it on purpose.
Come on.
There we go.
This just slides right in there. Don't mind how everything's dirty. That's the way I roll.
It's just grease.
Just dirty grease or greasy dirt, whichever one you want to call it.
We're gonna call this greasy dirt.
Greasy dirt, yeah, there we go.
That sounds better.
Okay, put that down. Tighten it up.
It's all welded together.
So
If it leaks, it means it has fluid in it.
I'll just take it easy. Right? As long as I don't beat on it, I'll be alright.
It'll be fine.
Moved a little bit and stopped again on the spider gears.
Yeah.
So I think the spider gears have a little play in them, but I didn't disconnect that. That's just from the rear end that I got. So I'm gonna say it's good. It felt good to me. So
It'll be fine. I'm sure that rear end has a little bit of play in the spider gears.
Yeah, I'm not building a car that is, well, it is my daily driver, but it's, you know, it's not winning any awards. It breaks, it breaks. Then I learned.
It's almost out. It's not 10 o'clock.
What?
That hour went by pretty fast.
Yes, it did. It was 9 and it was 10.
And now it's 11. No, not quite. You got brakes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I have to, hey, cut this off. Yeah. All right, so we got the quick change here. Everything's on. I transferred the speedo gear here, which doesn't work. I welded back on the bracket for the e-brake. I welded it to this one because I'm using this one. Backing plate's on with one bolt attached to my wonderful Old Yankee Speed Co. spring over axle mounts. It's actually really easy to do this instead of chopping the stuff off my Model A and having to weld it here. This works out a lot easier. So we only have one bolt now because the other one holds a shock, and you know, I'm not gonna mess with that yet. So we're probably gonna flip this over and get the rear bones fitting the way I want them, and then burn everything in upside down. Instead of having to hold it up, it just gravity holds it down, and that'll work just a treat, I think. All right, so everything's kind of together here. I don't know what happened with the other barrel here, but I was hitting it in and it just hit a hard spot, and man,
Mangled
it would not go. And getting it out or getting it in, I forget which way I mangled it, but it's mangled. And I had to put a bolt with bushings. Should be all right. It's grade 8. So now we're gonna slip it in, get the clamshell on, and get the rear spring in the cross member, and probably call it a night. 12 o'clock.
We didn't make it to before tomorrow.
We didn't make it. It's the day, oh, it's Saturday. So at least not the day of the show. So, all right. Wow, it's got heavy. It got heavy. This is gonna handle.
This is warm.
Is it warm?
Things still warm.
Well, I heated it up pretty good. I think the fitment of the wheels is going to be funny. An inch on each side.
Yeah.
Let me push it. It's just, yeah, it's just the back of the
Is that clear?
No, it's not. Yeah, that's not.
Any more shock problems?
Shocking. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. Good enough.
No. Try that.
Maybe make it over there, you think?
I don't know.
Alright, last night was crazy. We're in here pretty late, trying to jam, getting this car done for fallout, even though it was done. I just had to put a quick change in it. So trying to get that finished up. So it's in here, but one thing I overlooked. I welded my rear bones in before I measured for the shock mounts. So as you can see, the shock mount where it went up in here, and yeah, that ain't gonna work. So I actually had to take these out. These shocks were too long. It's like almost fully compressed now. But I'm just gonna drill a hole in these bones here, slip this in it, and use these little shorty front shocks as my rear shocks for now. It's probably gonna be a rough ride, but I'll be all right. Then another issue, if you can see my exhaust, he dumps out right on the top of my rear bone. So I don't think I'm gonna have any suspension travel without smacking my exhaust tips. So I'm gonna have to cut those and clock them, kind of dump them in or something. I don't know, I'll figure something out. But that's not gonna work the way it is. But I can always fix that later. The main thing I gotta do right now is put the drums and wheels back on, get that all situated. I think the front end part is done. Yeah, we got the clamshell on. That's all done. Yeah, that's all good. So, yep. Just gotta take care of the rear stuff. And these are all the parts on the ground. Parts back here. Oh, actually, I gotta put my shackles in. So many mosquitoes out for some reason. I don't understand it. Yeah. That's about it. Nothing really crazy that needs to be done right now. Just mainly wheels, spring shackles, drums, mount the shocks. Kelly's probably gonna help me mount those shocks or put them in. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so I just had to bend this brake line up a little more. It's kind of in a bad spot with the spring hangers. It's a little different than the Model A, so I had to move it a tad, but seems to be doing just fine. Now I'm going to get some grease, wheel bearing grease, and a keyway, damn it, and slap this on here, put the drum on, and it should fit better than before on the Model A because it's not a Model A rear, it's a V8 rear, and it's probably almost the same year as these wide 5s, so should slip on, and I shouldn't need those tapered shims like I used before. Grease this up, grease that up, make sure everything will come off when I want it to, because it didn't want to last time when I did the A, when I took the A rear out. Yeah. Nope. right, so we got it in there, got everything situated. I have the cover off, it's in here, because I want to make a gasket for here and clean this up so I won't leak any fluid out. The way these are designed, let's see here. You're really not going to leak much of any fluid out from the rear end itself. So when you change the gears here, you only really lose what fluid you have. Come on. Really? Quick change if you can change them. Really? There it is. Okay. That was weird. Yeah. You don't really lose any of that from here. You kind of lose what you have just in the cover, which is nice. Not that I'm really ever going to take them out. I'm probably going to take them out in the beginning, just test gears out here and there, see which ones I like better. But this gear ratio right here, if I'm not mistaken, is, yeah, 333 gear ratio. So this should do pretty good. I should get some decent top end compared to what I have now. It's not going to be as quick, but, you know, I don't care. So yeah, I'm probably going to find a old cereal box for today, make a gasket out of that, and then later on maybe I'll try and find a legit gasket for it. But right now, cereal box will do. Just got to bleed the brakes and put fluid in the rear end and the cover. I think, actually, I think about it. Yeah, I need more bolts in the torque tube. I don't know if you can see it, but I have 4 more bolts to put in the torque tube, and that'll be all set. But yeah, everything else is should be all set. A couple hammers and a cereal box later, I got a gasket. That'll work for now. And yeah, ready to rock. I'll put this on, and then later I'll probably get some fluid in there and bleed the brakes. I just filled everything up with oil, bled the brakes. Let's see. Rear end still looks centered. That's good. Shippy. There she is. The old quick change. Seems to be doing good. I felt the quick change. The cover doesn't seem overly hot, so nothing seems to be rubbing unnecessarily. Rear end's not hot. Everything seems pretty good. Gonna do a rip back home. I kind of love love the sound of the whine of the Quickchange, reminiscent of when I had a supercharger in my, of all things, Mini Cooper. Used to whine when I got on it, but this actually whines when I get off of it, because when I'm on it, all I hear is the motor. So I only really hear it when I'm off of it, but it sounds pretty cool. I don't know if you can hear it from the video. Alright, morning guys. Today I'm probably not going to record too much because I have so much recorded for me and Jacob thrashing on this car, getting the Quickchange in. And I know even that film is not very cohesive. The battery died during a time lapse a couple times, and you know, me and him were literally thrashing on that thing. So I wasn't really paying attention to the camera, but I did catch some clips, and obviously it's in. I went to the show, man, hour and a half driving both ways. Did fantastic. There she is. And I'm not sure, I don't think that oil is from this quickie right now. I think it's from the rear end from before. So, whoops, sorry. I'll do a drip test now. Moment of truth. Oh yeah, nothing, just dirt, which is normal because this rear end was dirty. But yeah, filled this up, recommended 1.5 quarts, then filled this up until like half that gear was wet, and I assumed that was what you needed. So it should definitely be plenty. So yeah, it's cool. It's rad. It's cool to hear the whine of the gears when you let off. People are definitely gonna think I have like a blown bearing somewhere, but I'm okay with it because I know it's just the Quickchange. But on the other hand, it's really gonna be hard to tell if I really have like a bearing that's gone bad. But you know, it's all good. We got a couple things. This was a swap, obviously. What did I get? Passenger side. I got 2 better hubcaps. These are actually pretty nice, honestly. There's no dings in the stainless. And the black paint is nicely patinaed. I got folding 28-29 stanchions. How cool are these? I think it's a homemade job or something. I know a guy on the ham is making these. I don't know if half of this is his. I don't know, because the bottom is cast aluminum and the top is stainless. I don't think they come that way. And like the fitment's kind of wonky down there. I don't know what's going on. See, it's like touching over here. I don't know if that happens when you move it. I haven't really touched them. But got those. And then picked up an F1 cross member for Jacob and some running boards for Jacob. Also picked up a set of 3031 Roadster doors. Well, there's still a bunch of these things in the truck. What the heck, man? Got the windshield stanchions on. I didn't shop my windshield yet because I'm afraid to cut the glass. But windshield fits on there anyway. Not the greatest, obviously, but it fits on there. And it don't move. So it's kind of good. I tightened that one a little too much and broke that. But that's what happens when you're an ape. So it's the only thing. I really don't have to fix it. But it'd be nice if I had fixed it because it's kind of sharp. But yeah, I think it's looking cool. You know. I put the Isky skull back on here because I think it goes better with the car. I do like the dog, the Greyhound, better, but I don't think it fits the car as well as this does. Because everything kind of has like a patina to it. I know. I know. I put brand new shiny ones on here, but that's besides the point. You know, this is crusty. The fenders and hood and the body's kind of crusty. The steering wheel, I put on a 33, 34 steering wheel. I really like the way it feels. My thumb can like kind of lock into these little nubs, and it's just comfortable to drive. The airplane yoke was more fun to drive, and I still might throw it on if I feel like doing a little bit of spirited driving. Because you just take a bolt off, you take the nut off and you swap it out. It's easy. But I am enjoying this one. I think the Banjo was too nice for this car. It didn't really match. So that's kind of crusty. It's got cracks in it. Everything's kind of crusty. The Quickchange is crusty. I want to swap out those chrome shocks with black shocks. Just because that's the only thing I had, but yeah, kind of just do that kind of stuff. Keep it crusty, but nice crusty. Like the body doesn't have any rot on it. There's no like rust on. Well, there's rust on stuff. There's no rot on anything. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's adding some extra style. Lean back hard. Yeah, I just need to cut it. I don't know, I might cut the windshield and then just leave a long windshield in here for now because you can't really tell. And then, you know, when I muster up the balls to cut it, then I'll cut it. Yeah, that might be a job for tonight. I might cut this windshield frame just because I just don't know how much this is chopped. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, enough blabbing. I gotta edit this video and have it out because I didn't record anything for today really besides this. Most of it, as you saw, was the Quickchange. So yeah, I'm gonna end it. See you guys tomorrow when we'll actually do some work on this. You know, it's a holiday for everyone else, so I said, F it, I'll take a little holiday and work on my own stuff. So yeah, catch you guys tomorrow.